Hi and welcome. On today's video, I will be sharing with you 10 timeless tips that will help you shine brighter than any other model or actor on the set. So how do you stand out among the other talent? What makes you different? Well, hang out with me today and we can go from good to great in this industry. My name is Jobi Jones, and I have been a lifestyle model for print and video since 2012. I model for an agency here in my hometown of Jacksonville, Florida called Denise Carroll Models. I am approaching 47 years old. So that just goes to show you that you can be a lifestyle model at any age. I have modeled for big brands such as Community Hospice, Kemper Insurance, Marco Labs, and UF North Hospital. And on every set that I have been on, I do my best to implement the 10 timeless tips that I will be sharing with you today. So let's dive in. But before we do, you know the drill. If you could subscribe and ring my bell, that would be awesome. All right, here we go. Tip number 1, always be 15 minutes early on set. It is absolutely imperative that you do so. Tip number 2, when possible, drive to the place the night before so that there is no doubt in your mind where you are supposed to be the day of the shoot. It will cut down on you being nervous, as well as if there's bad traffic or anything like that, you'll know exactly where you are headed. Tip number 3, be prepared with extra outfits, shoes, makeup, hairstyling tools. You never know what type of mayhem will happen on the set the day of. If the stylist doesn't show up, or the makeup artist doesn't show up, or wardrobe doesn't show up, you will be prepared. And by doing that, you also may save yourself in an emergency or even one of the other models or actors on the set from an emergency. Tip number 4, never ever chew gum on the set and put your phones down. I know that that sounds foreign, but nobody wants to listen to somebody chewing their gum that sounds like a cow chewing grass. And the reason why you don't want your head buried in your phone is you want to be very attentive to what's going on around you. You would be surprised what you learn from the crew that is on set while you were there. Also, let's just say, worst case scenario, what if the director spilled his coffee on his clothes or on the table? If your head isn't buried in your phone, then you would be the first one to get up, go grab some paper towels, maybe even some hand sanitizer. Trust me, that director will not forget your kindness. So keep the phone for your break time, chew your gum while you're on break. Tip number 5, never ever discuss your pay with another model or actor. You never know if the person you are talking to got hired at the last minute for like $50 for the day while you're getting paid $700 for the day. So your way out is just to simply and kindly say, out of respect to my agent, I can't discuss that with you. And you move on to something else. Tip number 6, never ever devalue another company's set or their videographers or their photographers or who they've hired for their set. Every company has an image that they're trying to bear and a message that they're trying to get across. And what I mean by that is, for instance, one particular time I was doing a stock photo shoot at a marina and it smelled horrible, but I would never go to my next modeling job and discuss how gross that set was and how disgusting it was. I wouldn't do that because on that day, in that photo shoot, that company portrayed exactly what they wanted. So it's not up to me to give my opinion on how gross I thought it was or what they could have done different, because that day that company got exactly what they wanted. And if you're bad-mouthing other crews and other companies, it just looks very immature on your part. Tip number 7, do not ask for any food or drink. Now, most likely the companies will feed the actors and the models during the day, but don't assume that that will happen. So always go prepared with a cooler or a lunch bag that has food and water in it. One day, this company was so great, but they served us donut holes for breakfast and pizza for lunch. As a model and an actor, the last thing you want to eat on job day is donuts and pizza. Nothing against donuts and pizza, but if I were to eat them on my job that day, I would have needed a nap, and naps aren't good on the job. You want to stay professional. Tip number 8, do not belittle or gossip about any other model or actor that is on set. I promise you, even though the crew doesn't look like they're listening or paying attention to you, they are. And it will look very immature on your part if you decide to do that and sabotage another one of the models or actors that are on the set. Tip number 9. When appropriate, in kindness, if you go on a break and let's say you run to CVS or Panera or wherever, it is okay to ask the people that you've been hanging out with that day if there's anything that they may need from the store. You never know. You may be the saving grace that that person needs that day. Perhaps someone is suffering with a headache or nausea, and by you asking that question to them, it makes them vulnerable and to be able to feel like they can say, yes, I do need something. So just remember, kindness goes a long way. And tip number 10, this is the last one. Here we go. Get to know the company that you're representing that day. It will be so valuable to you. If not only will you understand who you're representing, but maybe if you can also see some of the work that the media team has done prior to the set that you're on, it will give you an excellent view of not only their culture, but the experience that they're trying to give their clients. So the more you know while you're on set, the better off you will be. Well, that concludes our 10 timeless tips to make you shine brighter as a model or an actor on the job site. Thank you for joining me today. And if you haven't already, you can ring my bell and subscribe so that you and I can be together again. Thank you so much. God bless you.